Welcome to our channel. We are a full-time travelling family of 3 who have been on the road for over 2 years working as we go. We have ridden around mountains and climbed them, swum with seals and been chased by crocodiles, slipped through the mud and gone underground. We have stayed in sites with million-dollar views, found incredible pink lakes and taken the roads less travelled. Thanks for joining us on our journey. We are tripping around Oz. Alright, we've not done a video for a little while, so we left Cradle Mountain, we went to Strawn. There's not much in Strawn.
No, we tried to do some fishing, but the weather wasn't there and we were only there for, what, 3-4 days?
Yeah, we stayed at the golf club. Yeah, the golf club was $15 a night, which is pretty good. But yeah, there's nothing in Strawn. We went, unless you want to spend a lot of money, there's the train ride and the boat ride, which were quite expensive, so we didn't do those.
Yeah, there's a lot of touristy type of things.
And they're not real like little kid friendly.
No.
Like Hudson would have been bored. Oggy and Sue did the train ride and they said it was okay, but definitely not kid friendly. We also went to the play, which is the longest running play in Australia. What was it called? The ship that never was.
Yep.
That was interesting. If you like being part of the play, even though you're in the audience, then go see it. Yeah.
I was a fisherman.
Dion was a fisherman, Hudson ended up driving the boat, and Oggy was
The gunsmith.
the gunsmith. Yeah, so I mean we got there on time and we ended up in the front row. But yeah. Anyway, we've just gone down to Queenstown, got some groceries, and now we are on the 99 Bend Road out of Queenstown. So it's narrow, it's windy. This is probably a good bit to show you. We got our Starlink on the dash now, which is good. Oh, now the wines have gone. Anyway, everyone on the Lap of Tassie page complains about the other side of Queenstown, so we asked the girl in the IGA, and she said it was just windy. It's not been too bad so far.
So far, it's still getting a bit steep, but
Yeah.
we're only, what, 2 k's out of Queenstown.
We are. So we are alternating between using the car brakes and manually putting on the van brakes, just to give them both a chance to cool down, because we've got a friend who did Tassie and she said that they ended up losing their brakes on a hill and ended up in one of like emergency pull-off lanes. She doesn't remember which hill it is though, so we're just being super careful.
Yeah, there's no rush when you're travelling.
No. And I think we're going to end up at the Derwent Bridge camp tonight and go see the wall, which apparently this guy has used wooden panels and he's done like intricate carvings on them, and he's built this massive wall, but no one's allowed to take cameras and stuff in, so we probably won't be able to show it to you, but that's the plan. And then maybe head out to the inland lakes so the boys can take the boat out finally.
We'll see.
So,
We might just take the kayak out, we'll see.
anyway, if it's going to show you, I'll show you some more of the hills, but otherwise we'll see you when we get there. Okay. Oh, hello. Have you said it to me?
Yep. Get the centre of attention.
Oh, good. 35 metre high Nelson Falls. Cool. There's room for maybe like 3 or 4 vans here, and that's it.
Are we gonna need to take a left?
That's
No.
a TARDIS.
That's a
The TARDIS.
time machine that you don't usually...
Where is we?
Middle of nowhere.
Literally.
The geographical centre of Tasmania. So north, south, east and west wise, we are right in the centre. But I think the centre is like out in that lake there, see that peg on the island?
Yeah, it says near, so it makes sense. I might be able to zoom into that. There's a peg there. And this is the monument. It says you're in the middle. What are you doing up there?
Westing.
Resting? Oh, it's been such a hard day for you. And then they got a little map of Australia. Oh, it's very bright in the sun though. And it shows that we are right here.
in the center of Tasmania.
Say that again?
We're in the center of Tasmania.
What does that mean?
The middle.
The right in the middle, hey?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so say this whole thing was at Tasmania
Yeah,
and we were here.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Alright, so we are at Lake Brady, which is pretty much in the dead centre of Tasmania.
Yes.
We actually, you would have seen that monument when we went past a few days ago. And then, yeah, we've been just camped up here at a free camp for the last couple of days. I'll chuck some drone footage in.
Just did the droning.
And the boys have pretty much been out on the boat the whole time trying to catch some fish, and, well, they've not got many fish.
I got one fish. It's maybe 15 centimeters,
Yeah.
and Dad's caught 5 while we've been here, and they're all about the same size.
But I will add, since we have been here, they have seen platypus in the water when they were out in the boat. While we were driving here, we saw an echidna on the side of the road
And a wombat.
and a wombat. So it's been quite good wildlife-wise. Although I found a couple of spiders in the caravan, so I'm not real happy about that. They're baby ones, but that makes me think there might be big ones too.
That's okay. We can bomb the van.
Ugh. Anyway, what we haven't talked about is the fact that we went to the wall on
Yes.
the way up.
Yes.
So we dropped by, what's it called? Mount St. Clair National Park, thinking we could camp in there, but they've turned it into a caravan park and you can't free camp there anymore. But while we're in the area, we went to the wall, which has been highly, highly recommended. It's at the Derwent Bridge. We weren't allowed to film in there because it's an art gallery, but it was incredible.
Yeah. Like, I wasn't expecting much being wood carvings, but
Yeah, he's done such a good job. Like, everything looked real.
Yeah, you don't expect a wood carving to look real, but there's literally gloves. Like, it looks like he's got work gloves hanging on a rake or a shovel, but it's just wood.
But it looks like they're gloves. You'd think they were gloves.
Yeah.
And then the wall is actually 100 metres of his wood carvings, and they're about 3 metres high.
Yeah.
And he's got people, and you see their hands, and you can see like the veins in their hands.
The veins and the tendons on the back of their hands. Like, I don't know.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's incredible. It's $22 for adults. It's $5 for kids over 8. They just ask that if you have kids that are disruptive or are going to like touch everything, not to bring them, because it's actually incredible, this artwork, and it's all very easy for kids to get to. So yeah, highly recommend that. But yeah, and apart from that, we're going to take off this morning and head down to Mount Field National Park.
Yeah, we've been on for nearly 2 weeks now, and
we've done a quarter of it.
Yeah.
And it's the quarter that has nothing in it. So we're here for 10 weeks, but Oggy and Sue are only here for 8 weeks, so we need to sort of start moving a little bit faster.
Yeah, we do.
But yeah, we'll miss this place because this is really nice.
Yeah. Well, free camp on the water, glassy as every morning, and
Everyone-
free fishing.
Everyone goes on that Gordon River cruise to get the mirrored reflections of the surroundings in the lake, and we got it for free. So I'll even pop a picture in of our camp all mirrored. We got that yesterday. It was really nice.
My arm's starting to shake.
Okay. All right.
I can't guarantee the video's any good.
We got to pack up too because we didn't set an alarm.
No.
So we're late. Anyway, we'll see you guys later.
See ya.
All right, so we have driven out to Mount Field National Park and parked the van up.
Now we've come out to Gordon's Dam.
Gordon Dam. Everyone on the Tassie lap page says you have to come here. We've got some friends that said you have to come here. Google told me it would be an hour 15.
Google was wrong.
It took us an hour 45 to get here, and we weren't going like super slow.
No.
And it's 3 o'clock now, so that's great.
Yeah, we'll be getting back at dark.
We will. So this better be amazing. We just ran into some people and they did say it was pretty cool. You can walk across the dam wall. But let's go have a look, and you guys can watch so you don't have to drive out here, because that's a really long round trip.
It really is.
I'm so glad we didn't bring the vans. There was one section where, how long do you reckon it was a downhill for?
About 4 k's.
It was just constant. There was no flat.
Yeah, there's no pull-off areas, there's nothing. It was just 4 k's of just downhill. We went from 600 down to about 200.
Yeah. And there was a free camp we were going to stay at down here, so I'm really glad we decided not to do that last night. Anyway, let's check it out. Okay, this dam is bloody massive. Let me show you. Whoa, that is... I've never seen a dam wall that big. And it's really curved. And you can walk down these stairs, and you can actually walk along the dam wall.
Hudson, what are you doing? You jump and we'll catch you.
It's almost like the Whispering Wall.
Alright, good morning.
Good morning, everyone.
Out. So after yesterday's ridiculously long drive out to the dam, we got home at dinner time, had dinner, and this morning we're doing the waterfall walks.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's 4, 5 waterfalls, and we're only doing 2 of them because...
Yeah, so we're going to do Russell Falls and Horseshoe Falls, because we've just checked the weather and we're going to get a storm as of...
midday, probably about
11
2
or 12.
hours.
Yeah. And we've got a few hours driving, we've got to stop and get food, we've got to pack the vans up. And if we're out of here by 10 or 11, it means that we don't have to pay for another night camping. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, we'll check them out. Show you guys what they're like. I'll probably have to put music over it because with so many of us, someone's always talking. So I'll probably have to blank it out and just chuck music on. But yeah.
You have Hudson yelling in the background.
And your dad talking.
Yep.
Yeah. Always someone. So anyway, we'll show you those waterfalls. And then, yeah, we're going to keep moving. We're going to start heading down to Cockle Creek, which is the southernmost point of Australia. And it's the last, like, furthermost point we need to do, hey? And then we will have done all 4.
Of Australia, yes. But on mainland Australia, we still have to get the southern point of mainland Australia. We missed that.
That's true. Yeah, because we've done Byron Bay, we've done the Cape, and we've done Steep Point.
Yes.
So, yeah, we just need to do these southern ones, and then they're crossed off. And Hudson will have done them all before he's 6.
The only one we're missing is the dead centre of Australia.
Yeah.
We could still do that one.
Anyway, let's keep walking. I think we've lost everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're getting an extra couple of ounces.
Oh, lucky me.
You ready?
Yeah, let's start the stairs. Apparently there's 200 of them. Let's go.
You don't have to start forward, you press the side
Yeah, I
button
know. I pressed the wrong one.
all the time.
I know.
So it's not taking a piece up here.
Quickly, why there's no cars, because we're on a busy road. Heard a noise.
Yeah, we heard a bit of a rattle on and off when we were on and off the brakes, and didn't like the sound of it. Kind of sounded like the dry shaft had a wobble to it. And I was like, oh, it could be a uni. We got out of the car. I could pull it up probably about half a k down the road. Jess hops out of the car and sees just on the wheel nut sitting on the ground, and yeah, we got some snapped wheel studs. So there's 5 studs. 2 of them were snapped completely off. One was out, one was just sitting in there loose. Actually, no, sorry. 3 of them were snapped. Yeah, we've got 3 snapped wheel studs and we had 2 still holding. That's it.
And only 3 weeks ago, we had someone pull apart our brakes and fix them. So
Yeah, so we upgraded the brake rotors. Yeah, we had Toyota do service on it, and they machined the brakes, and they screwed them. They machined them too low, so we chucked a whole new set of front and rear rotors on, brake pads, everything. And I'm assuming they're over tension because the tension on wheel nuts for steel versus alley are 2 different tensions. So I'm assuming they were over tension, squashed the alley in the rim, and now it's actually got some play in, which is now big. There it goes. Yeah, I'm assuming it's just stretched the bolts, and that's why we've done that. That's okay. We have spares. When we did the Cape trip, we bought spare wheel nuts, spare studs, spare everything. Now we just get to do it on the side of the road.
So, essentially, that was pretty scary. If Dion hadn't been so onto it and we didn't stop the car.
I hate weird noises coming out of the car. Any rattles or any odd noises that aren't normally there, I hate it.
And we had just come up a very narrow, windy, uphill, horrible road where there was nowhere to stop. So we were very lucky that it lasted until we got onto a flat with somewhere safe to pull over. Anyway, so you saw that happened. We ummed and ahed for ages about the torque of the nuts.
Yeah.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah, the torque specs, yeah.
Anyway, I called Toyota.
Yep.
And they confirmed that what Dion thought it should be was correct.
135, I think it is, 135 Newton meters.
Yeah. And what were they reading at?
I couldn't tell you. So my torque wrench goes up to 220.
Yeah.
And I was trying to do it at that, and it was still clicking before they were moving. So
just something I want to reiterate for everyone. Dion constantly checks the wheel nuts,
bearings and everything.
But with the torque wrench, what I didn't realise was when you've got it set to a number and you push on it and it clicks and says yes, it's that tight, it doesn't say, hey, it's way tighter than that. It just says it's at least at this pressure.
It's at least at 135 Newton meters.
So we had just assumed
that they're done to the spec.
Yeah. So anyway, luckily we had spare wheel studs.
Yeah. And wheel nuts, because I had to replace all the ones that got chewed out.
Yeah. So after that was replaced, we drove down the road, and conveniently there was
a bob chain.
There was something.
Yeah,
I don't think I filmed any of it. We were just so like, holy crap, I can't believe this happened. And we pulled in, and Dion said, look, could you please just come out before I rip, the company that did this to shreds, and check the pressures, because you'll have a better torque wrench than me.
Well, that's it. I was like, my torque wrench has been rattling around in the car for the last 2-3 years on corrugated roads. Can you just grab one of your torque wrenches and just check that the wheel nuts are as tight as I reckon they are?
Yeah.
And they brought out one that's exactly the same as mine and put them on there, and yeah, they couldn't get them to click, and they rolled theirs up to 220 as well. And yeah. Literally, when we went to undo one, I had a T-bar, my dad's T-bar. I was standing on it, and it just wouldn't move. Like, I was 110 kilos standing on a T-bar, and it still wouldn't move.
And I didn't film any of this because a couple of the guys from the shop came out, and they don't need to be on camera. Like, that's not what...
No.
They don't need to have a camera shoved in their face when they're trying to help us. So I didn't film any of that. But anyway, backstory to it, and it's a little bit of a long story, so I can try and make it quicker.
So pretty much when we were in Perth was in for the 60,000 k service. The brakes were getting checked, and they replaced the pads, and they said, oh yeah, there's a bit of a groove on the brakes, on the discs. So they machined them. They machined them wrong. They said a tooth came off the mill and it grooved them, so they machined them again and again and again.
Look, put it this way, Dion was he dropped the car off at 7.
Yep, 7 in the morning.
They said it would be ready at 2 or 3. They just never called him. He came back at 3. He hadn't eaten all day, mind you. they said, oh, yeah, no, sorry, we've had this issue. It'll be done by 5. And 5 o'clock rolled around. That was when they closed and no one came out.
No one was actually in the office anymore.
And essentially, he couldn't leave because he was like, what's happening with my car? There's no one here. But he could see the mechanics working on it, and they'd go out for a drive, and then they'd come back, and it would go back on the hoist. And what time did you get the car back?
9:30.
9 p.m. And they said, it's all fine. It's great.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, you know, we're not mechanics. You're telling us it's fine. And then we drove from Perth to Adelaide. And that's not a crazy road. Like, it's pretty flat.
Yeah.
And then...
it was getting a really bad brake shudder.
But it happened after we went down that hill to get to Kangaroo Island. We
Yeah.
went down this one big hill with the van on, and it was just, after that, every time we pressed the brakes, it was like...
Yeah, so the discs had been machined too thin.
Yeah.
And they'd warped.
And that shouldn't happen after, like, one hill.
No.
And it wasn't even a crazy hill. And when we go down big hills, Dion goes down in, like, second gear at, like, 30
I'll
k's an
engine brake
hour.
it if I have to.
So we did it nicely. So we decided before we went to Tassie, which is renowned for hills, we needed to get it all fixed.
Yep.
So we took it into a specialist four-wheel drive brake shop.
Yeah, just a full drive, spare parts, like they do everything if you want aftermarket work done on your car.
Yeah. So they rung us up and said, look, that's where I was getting it from. Your brake pads are perfect. They're like brand new.
Yeah, they've done like 10,000 Ks.
So they were replaced in Perth and they still looked new. But our rotors were below the minimum they could legally be.
Yeah.
So they've obviously over-machined them at Toyota. And so that's why one hill killed them.
Yep.
So we had to get all new rotors on all 4 tyres. Yep. So that cost us like $1,000.
No, it's closer to 2.
It was a lot of money.
Yeah.
So that was something we had to wear. We didn't even bother yelling at Toyota because they
don't care.
They don't care.
They sent the car out with cracks and splits in the tyres. Like our rear tyres, the whole outer was starting to split on them. And
they let the car out.
Yeah, and I was like, have you guys actually done any work on this car? Have you checked it? And I took them out and showed them, like, oh yeah, that shouldn't have left the workshop like that.
That was their words to us. We shouldn't have released the car to you. And we were like, well, we had seen it and we thought you'd pick it up and get new tyres and we could do it all in one go.
Because that's all the checks. You're supposed to balance, rotate, check the tyres.
Anyway,
Didn't
so
happen.
there was no point. And every time you contact head office for Toyota, they just tell you to talk to the branch. So I just would never go to that Toyota ever again.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we've paid all this money for someone to fix it all.
Yeah, paid, I think it was $1,700 for. We got the slotted and drilled rotors. Like
So they were an upgrade.
I'm pretty sure they were the Brembo ones.
I don't know.
Well, Brembo or Bendix. Anyway, they were pretty much some of the best rotors you can get. They don't overheat, they don't warp as much because they cool down a lot better.
Yeah. But then we get to Tassie and we don't have issues with the brakes. We have issues with them having over-torqued the wheel nuts and we almost lost a tyre.
Yeah.
So it's quite frustrating that as you travel, you don't know who's good and who's not good. You kind of just have to get in where it has availability, and sometimes that means you're getting not great people working on the car. But it's frustrating because, you know, we're putting the car in for all its services, we're putting it into specialised brake places to have it fixed, and we're having these issues that we can't control.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind if you're travelling.
But yeah, you don't know the local mechanics and you don't know which mechanics are good. If they've got vacancies a week out, there's normally a reason for it.
Yeah, maybe they're not so good. That brake place, that was recommended to us.
Yeah, that was recommended to me.
And it was still not great. So anyway, I don't want to harp on about it, but that was the short version of everything that went wrong and why we were so upset that happened to us, because we had done all the things to ensure that wouldn't happen and we were still put in that position. So even if you're doing all the services and you're paying all the professionals, still keep all the spares you could need, because we would have been pretty stuffed if that tyre had come off.
Yeah, if the tyre had come off, we would have been screwed, but as it was, yeah, we could still make, like, if we didn't have spare parts to fix it, we could have stripped them off the spare tyre on the van or the spare tyre on the car and made it work.
Anyway, that's it. Back to the program. Thanks for listening to us whinge.
We have all the luck.
I feel like it's education.
Yeah, it is education.
You can
Don't trust anyone to do your own work.
You can watch all of the channels in the world that just show you all the good stuff, but sometimes bad stuff happens. But I'd still rather be doing this than living normal life.
Yeah.
So even though we whinge, we're not upset about living this life. It's just telling you the realities.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Alright, so this is officially Cockle Creek, which is the end of the road. It says right there. So this is as far south as the roads go in Tasmania.
Yes.
Next stop, Antarctica.
We were thinking about taking the boat around to the actual southern point. Jess doesn't really like open water though, so...
No, and there's islands past there anyway, so you'll
Yeah.
never get to the most southern point.
No.
Anyway, we're going to walk up here because there is a bronze whale statue.
Yeah.
Let's go check it out.